One of the things that obviously comes up a lot when Beyonce had her album was a mysterious woman called Becky with the good hair who allegedly Jay-Z had cheated with her.
Yeah.
And then at some point in 2016, with lemonade in the air, you posted a picture of yourself with lemons on your bra and a J around your neck.
It literally was a coincidence. I didn't even think about it. I swear. And it wasn't a J, it was an R. They flipped it around and then it looked like a J.
That was in no way designed to intrigue or...
No, that was my own design with an underwear company called Tazenis that I was working with. This is what I mean, man, pinch of salt. You've got to take things with a pinch of salt. And that's what's insane. I had to just kind of sit through that until a good friend of mine, Katy Perry, gave me a hilarious badge that said, not Becky.
How long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her.
So after dodging rumors for years, Rita Ora finally spilled the truth. She was Becky with the good hair. Yep, the same Becky that Beyonce dragged in Lemonade. And according to Rita, Queen Bee did way more than just call her out in a song. She allegedly came for her entire career. Word is, Rita was the side chick Jay-Z messed around with back in 2006. And when Beyonce found out, she didn't just clap back at her man. She set her sights on Rita. And get this, Beyonce didn't just let it slide. She turned all that pain into an album and gave us Lemonade. But instead of holding Jay fully accountable, she allegedly threw all that heat at Rita, like she was the only one guilty. Wild, right? Rita's now claiming she was played by Jay just like Rihanna was, saying she was a victim too. And the reason she stayed quiet all these years? She said no one would have believed her back then. Now, let's rewind to 2016 when Beyonce shook the planet with that explosive album. She aired Jay out for cheating and threw major shade in the track. Sorry. The lyrics? Straight fire. She sang, "Looking at my watch, he should have been home today. I regret the night I put that ring on." Then she hit us with, "He always got them excuses. I pray to the Lord you reveal what his truth is." And the note in the hallway? Phew! But the moment that really lit up the internet? When she hit us with, "He better call Becky with the good hair." That's when the guessing game began. Fans went full FBI mode trying to figure out who this mysterious Becky was. And when the smoke started clearing, all eyes landed on Rita Ora. Why? Because at the time, Rita was signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation, and folks started connecting dots real quick.
He said something about a window and a door. Oh, then he said, he did it homework. I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper?
People were wondering why she'd mess with a married man, especially someone like Jay, who was tied to the most powerful woman in music. The betrayal? The scandal. It had everyone's jaw on the floor. So that's where all the drama kicked off, and folks ran wild with it. Rita didn't help herself either when she dropped a shady Snapchat, wearing a lemon-printed bra and a necklace that looked like it had a big old J on it. I mean, lemon and a J. People instantly lost it. If there were still any doubts that she was Becky with the good hair, that photo pretty much sealed it for the internet. But Rita tried to play it off like it was all a big misunderstanding. She said she wasn't throwing shade at Beyonce and that it was all just coincidence. According to her, the necklace wasn't even a J. It was an R. But the mirror image flipped it in the pic. Really? That's what she went with? A lot of people weren't buying it though. The timing, the lemon print, the necklace, it was just too perfect to be innocent. Now, Beyonce never came out and said anything directly, but the streets were buzzing with talk that even after she forgave Jay and took him back, she never let go of her grudge against Rita. Word is, Bey low-key blackballed her behind the scenes. And that's probably why Rita hasn't had a real hit in years. But here's the crazy part. Now that Rita's finally opening up about what allegedly went down, folks are telling her to pipe down and count her blessings. Why? Because according to some insiders, Beyonce could have done way more than just keep her out of the spotlight. Now listen to this. Remember when Jay-Z was rumored to be messing with a woman named Kathy White back in the day? She was reportedly pregnant with his baby, and then suddenly she passed away. Wild accusations started flying, and Jaguar Wright came out claiming that Beyonce and Jay allegedly covered it up by manipulating the autopsy report to say Kathy died from a brain aneurysm. And it gets darker. Journalist Liz Crokin hopped on X, formerly Twitter, back in 2017, and straight up accused Jay of being involved in Kathy's death. She tweeted something along the lines of, "When Kanye West said Jay-Z has people taken care of, I believe he was talking about what happened to Kathy White." And when Diddy got caught up in his own mess, she doubled down on her claim, still pointing fingers at Bey and Jay. She came in hot. Liz Crokin didn't hold back when she blasted Jay-Z online. She posted, "Note the date. Hey Jay-Z, I was the reporter who talked to your alleged mistress right before she died, or was deleted. I know everything. I know what you did. Go F yourself. Your time is coming. Maybe you and Diddy can share a prison cell together. Justice is coming." She wasn't done either. She added, "It's only a matter of time before spirit cooking Jay-Z is exposed like Diddy. There's a reason Kanye said Jay's got people. I would know. He's evil to the core. I pray there will be justice for Kathy White. One day the false idols will continue to fall. Mark my words." That post lit a fire under the internet. People started digging into Kathy White's sudden and mysterious death. And baby, the inconsistencies started piling up real quick. Then came Hollywood Street King, the blogger who first broke the alleged affair between Jay-Z and Kathy White. He wasn't new to this. He was on it before most folks even knew the name Kathy White. When the rumors first hit, he posted an article that read, "There's a juicy little rumor bubbling under right now, claiming Jay-Z is boning one of Claudia Jordan's homegirls, chick named Kathy Anna White. According to Diary of a Hollywood Street King, Jay's been smashing for a while." He even included a picture. If you zoom in, you'll catch Kathy and Claudia Jordan standing real close to Jay-Z, like close enough to make people raise their eyebrows. That wasn't just some random fan pic. She looked like someone who had access, someone from his tight circle. And right there in the shot, Diddy too. All of them posted up like nothing was out of pocket. Hollywood Street King didn't stop at just posting tea. He took it to the next level. He straight up launched an investigation into Kathy's death and backed it up with receipts. The man even reached out to one of the NYPD officers involved in the original case and dropped an article spilling every single detail he could dig up. The article hit hard. It started with, "Yesterday, I got the news that Kathy Michelle White had suddenly passed away. So I quickly began my investigation. And guess what? Kathy did not die from a brain aneurysm like all the headlines claimed." According to what an NYPD detective told the blogger, Kathy's real cause of death was uncertain at that point. And just like that, the case got real suspicious. Apparently, a 911 call came from an apartment on West 19th Street in Manhattan. Paramedics showed up and rushed Kathy to Beth Israel Hospital because she was reportedly very sick, and that's where she ended up dying. But here's the thing. The detective said it was way too early to be throwing around aneurysm as the official cause. They still had to do an autopsy and run toxicology tests. And if someone did slip her something dangerous, that would take around 2 weeks to show up in the report. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Just 2 weeks before her sudden death, Kathy had been contacted by a major tabloid that was digging into her alleged affair with Jay-Z. She gave them just enough to get started. But then she made a bold move. A source claimed Kathy reached out to Jay and told him she was ready to go public with everything for a price. So, let's break that down. Kathy talks to the press, then calls Jay, letting him know she's ready to expose the whole affair. And then, just over 48 hours after the world hears that Beyonce is pregnant, Kathy turns up dead? Under super shady circumstances? You can't make this up. The timing was way too tight, and people started asking real questions. Who knew what? And who wanted it all buried? The details don't sit right, and even the NYPD was treating the case as suspicious at the time. What really happened in that apartment before the ambulance showed up? This wasn't just some tragic accident. This looked like a scandal waiting to explode. Now fast forward. After all this time, folks still can't shake the feeling that Kathy's death wasn't just some random tragedy. The toxicology report, never officially made public. The autopsy results, buried in vague medical lingo. And just like that, the story vanished from headlines. But those who were paying attention knew something wasn't right. People in the industry started whispering that Kathy's name was being erased on purpose, scrubbed from everything. Insiders claim there were people close to Jay-Z pulling strings to keep things hush-hush, and not just PR teams. We're talking power moves, lawyers, labels, executives, whole departments making sure that no one asked too many questions. Every time someone brought up Kathy White, it was met with silence, or straight-up threats to back off. Meanwhile, those old connections kept resurfacing. Photos, party guest lists, little clues tying Kathy to Jay and his circle. Claudia Jordan's name popped up again and again. And people noticed that after Kathy's passing, Claudia distanced herself from everybody involved. Was it guilt, fear, or did she know something she couldn't speak on? And let's not forget, this all happened while Beyonce was stepping into motherhood. The announcement of her pregnancy was supposed to be a moment of joy. But behind the scenes, allegations, drama, and a woman tied to her husband turning up dead under mysterious circumstances. That's not something you can just ignore, especially when the timeline fits a little too perfectly. Some bloggers even speculated that the sudden death was meant to send a message to other women. Don't speak out, don't get bold, and definitely don't try to shake the empire. Whether that's true or not, one thing is clear. People are still scared to talk. The silence is loud. And now that old tweets, receipts, and witness accounts are resurfacing, folks are starting to connect dots all over again. What really happened to Kathy White? Why did her story disappear? And how far would powerful people go to keep secrets buried? The public wants answers, and this time, they're not backing down. As more people started digging, something became obvious. Kathy White wasn't the only one who got caught up in the chaos surrounding Jay-Z. Her story might have gotten buried, but it opened the door for others to speak out. And the deeper people looked, the more connections they started finding. Whispers of other women, NDA agreements, silenced witnesses, and a pattern of cover-ups that's hard to ignore. Even industry veterans started raising their eyebrows. Some began hinting that there's been a long-standing system in place to protect certain powerful names, no matter the cost. Artists suddenly getting dropped, journalists going quiet, PR disasters getting wiped clean overnight. It's like there was an invisible wall keeping the truth from leaking out. And what's wild is that while all this is bubbling up again, Beyonce and Jay-Z have never addressed the Kathy situation once. Not even a vague denial. Nothing. Just silence. That silence? It's what keeps the curiosity alive. Some say their silence is strategy. Others think it's fear. Either way, it's loud. Meanwhile, Rita Ora's recent confessions have cracked the door back open. Once she started naming names and pointing fingers, folks began re-examining everything. Her calling herself a victim and comparing her experience to what Rihanna allegedly went through with Jay had people wondering, how deep does this go? And how many more stories got shut down before they even reached the public? Then there's Kanye. People used to think he was just ranting when he said, Jay's got people. But now, with all these resurfaced claims, those words are hitting different. Was Kanye actually trying to warn the world about something way bigger than music beef? With social media on fire and old blog posts getting reposted, the streets are starting to buzz louder than ever. The narrative is shifting, and folks want justice. People are saying, no more hiding, no more secrets. Because if even half of what's been claimed is real, then the industry's biggest power couple has a storm heading their way. And this time, it ain't going away quietly. Right when all this old info started bubbling back up, Jaguar Wright jumped right into the mix. Again, she didn't just co-sign the rumors about Kathy White's death. She flat out said the whole brain aneurysm story was a lie. And if you know Jaguar, you know she never holds back. She came back with even more details, dropping bomb after bomb. This time, she pointed fingers at Claudia Jordan too, accusing her of staying silent even though, according to Jaguar, Claudia knew the truth all along. She said Claudia knew Jay-Z was allegedly involved and still chose to say nothing. That's a heavy claim. But Jaguar didn't stop there. She even went as far as implying that Jay didn't act alone. She suggested Beyonce might have been the one who told him to handle it. Let that sink in for a second. She said, "Think about Claudia Jordan. Wonder why?" That sentence alone had people spiraling online. Now, look, we're not saying Beyonce was behind Kathy's death, but a lot of people sure think it. And they're also saying Rita Ora should count her blessings, because if those claims are even halfway true, getting blackballed might have been the lightest punishment she could have gotten. Social media has been on fire with comments. One person wrote, "This couple is so shady and crooked. Seems like they're involved in so many dirty deeds, yet we keep glorifying them." Another said, "Rita was supposed to be the next Rihanna. She never had that strong artist presence, but her song Poison was fire. The lyrics, the visuals, everything. Sad how her career just vanished." But now it's your turn to sound off. What do you think? Do you believe Jay-Z and Beyonce had something to do with Kathy White's death? And do you think Beyonce had a hand in keeping Rita Ora from reaching her full potential? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories like this. And click right here to watch another messy deep dive you won't believe. See you in the next one.